Good morning. Today we are going to demonstrate to you the experiment on three-wire method to measure the effective diameter of the given screw thread and to decide for the acceptance of the given component. The equipment that are required for the experiment are: one is the floating micrometer, then the screw thread pitch gauge, and then the three-wire kit. This is the component which we have to measure the effective diameter of the component. Now let us look into the procedure that is to be followed. The initial observations are to be taken. The first is, for the given micrometer, find out the range of the micrometer. We all know that we are using the micrometer of 0 to 25 millimeters. Then the least count of the micrometer, just like our ordinary micrometer, the floating micrometer also has got the least count of 0.01 millimeters. Then we need to see that the pointer position when the micrometer is reading 0.00. For that, what we need to do is that first turn the micrometer to set it to the 0.00, and at that time note down what is the reading that is available of the rotation counter. You can see that the rotation counter is reading at 50. So the reading of the rotation counter is 50. Then also we need to note down the pointer position, which is set at 1. Then the next point to be noted down is the angle of the screw thread. The given screw thread is a metric thread, hence the angle of this screw thread is taken as 60 degrees. So these are the initial observations that we have made. Now let us go for taking the readings. First we have to measure the outside diameter of the given screw thread. Once we have set our floating micrometer for 0.00 and the rotation counter and the pointer positions are noted down, just use a floating micrometer like any other ordinary micrometer and hold the given screw thread between the two end wheels and note down the reading. So we are holding the screw thread in the given end wheel, but we will turn it continuously till the rotation counter is at 1 and the pointer is at 50. At this time we will note down the reading of the micrometer. Micrometer is reading here 9.85. So note down that measured outside diameter of the given screw thread 9.85. Next column is in the observation table the rounded off value. So always the diameter of the micrometer is taken to the next whole value, that is 9.85. we round it off to 10 millimeters. So that we have to note down in the rounded off column. Next we have to find out the pitch of the given screw thread. To measure the pitch of the screw thread, we use the screw thread pitch gauge. Screw thread pitch gauge, here the metric screw thread pitch gauges are there, and this side Whitworth screw thread pitch gauges are there. So we have to use the correct side, not the Whitworth one. The metric screw thread pitch gauge is to be taken, and there are different pitch forms will be there. So by trial and error we have to check whether the screw thread pitch and the standard pitch gauge pitches are matching perfectly or not. Now we can see here it is 1.25, which is not matching properly. Then we go for the next one. It is the 1.5 mm pitch. Now you can see that it perfectly follows or goes into the given screw thread pitch, and the reading is 1.5. So if you go for 1.75, it is not going to mesh. So which one is properly meshing, that will be the pitch of the given screw thread. So here it is taken as 1.5. You can observe how the meshing is happening properly. That is how we note down the given screw thread pitch. And then we write down the specification of the screw thread. Screw threads are specified by writing first what type of screw thread it is. Here we are using a metric thread, so we write capital M. Then the nominal or rounded value of the diameter is written, that is the 10. So M10, and then the multiplication sign is used, and then we write the pitch of the screw thread. Here it is 1.5. So the given screw thread's specification is M10 into 1.5. So that we note down in the next column. Now we need to find out what is the best size of the wires that is to be fit to measure the effective diameter of the screw thread. Here is the screw thread wire gauge. Is a series of wire diameters are there. There will be different values, and we have to use the one which is suitable for the given screw thread of M10 into 1.5. So for that we need to find out what is the DM, the best size wire is to be calculated. The equation for doing that one is P by 2, that is the pitch by 2, into sec of phi by 2. Phi is the angle of the screw thread, that is 60 degrees. So using that calculation, we come across and find out that the calculated value is 0.866. Now in this 3-wire kit, we may not get exactly the required diameter, so we have to use that wire diameter which is closest to our calculated value. Calculated value is 0.866, whereas in the kit we have got 0.895. So let us pick up these 0.895 wires. So there will be 2 wires, 0.895. You can see that 0.895, and this is the 2 wires array, and this side only 1 wire is there. So these make a pair of 3 wires, hence it is called a 3-wire experiment also. So we set these wire gauges into the anvil of the screw, this floating micrometer. After that, we have to introduce this given job into the wires such that they are held perpendicular to each other, so that the wires exactly go into the screw thread. And once they are held, again you turn the floating micrometer till it reaches to the same original value what it was set as 0 degree, that is the pointer is at 50 and the rotation counter is at 1. At the time, note down the reading of the floating micrometer. The reading of the floating micrometer will be 10.20. So that is noted down as the capital M on the observation column. Then we do the little bit of calculations. Now let us see the readings that whatever that we have taken. Initial observations that we made, that is the range of the micrometer, we have noted as 0.025 millimeters, least count 0 to 25 millimeters, least count as 0.01 millimeters. Then the pointer position we noted down as a 50 and the revolution counter was 1 and the angle of the screw thread 60. This is what the initial observation that we have noted down. Now when we come to the tabular columns, the major diameter that we have noted down was 9.8, and when it is rounded off we take it as a 10 mm, and the pitch that we use the screw thread pitch gauge to measure that 1.5. With this we can write the thread specification. Thread specification is, it is a metric thread, so M, then the rounded off diameter, outside diameter M 10 into, it is a symbol, just multiplication sign, into 1.5, that is the pitch of the screw thread. Then we calculated the best size wire. For calculating the best size wire, the equation is used as dm, that is equal to P by 2 into sec of phi by 2. P is the pitch of the given screw thread, it is 1.5 divided by 2 into sec of phi is a 60 degrees, that is divided by 2. So that value is calculated as 0.866. Then this best size wire may not be available in our wire kit. The wire thread that is available in wire kit is 0.895. So that is the selected one that we have noted. And these wire sets that we have fixed on the anvil of the screw micrometer, floating micrometer, and then we took the measurement over the wires, and the measurement over the wires was 10.2 millimeters. Then we have to calculate the pitch diameter or the effective diameter of the screw thread. There are 2 ways, one is the theoretical value, another is the practical value. For the theoretical value, the equation is D minus 3 by 8 into cot of phi by 2. Here D is our nominal diameter of the wire that we have taken, into cot 3 by 8 into cot of 60 by 2. So that value turns out to be 9.35. Similarly, the practically measured value, that is the dPr is equal to M, that is the measurement over the wires, 10.2 minus 3 dm, that is the 3 into wire diameter that we have used, plus 0.866025 into pitch. So that is the pitch of the screw thread is 1.5. When you multiply that one, we get the value of 8.814 millimeters. So when we compare the value of the effective diameter of the screw thread, this is the theoretical value, what is the actually designed value and what is available. So always we see that these two are less than the outside diameter or the nominal diameter of the screw thread. That is the first inference that we see that our experiment, whatever we have conducted, is the correct one. If these two values were higher than the nominal value or outside diameter, then somewhere the calculations we might have gone wrong. So the first thing that our procedure is correct. Second, we see that the theoretical value is higher, slightly higher than the practical value. So we can conclude that the screw thread that what we are measuring, used for measuring, is little bit worn out. Hence, its practical value is slightly less than the theoretical value. So with this, we conclude the experiment of 3-wire method of measuring the effective diameter of the screw threads. Thank you.